Hello, this is Susie Berry of Serene Senses, and today I'm going to go into the start of a little series because one of my YouTube subscribers asked me to create a video about envy and jealousy, and I think it's such a massive gamut there that I think I'm going to make a few different videos and through kind of having a little discussion with my sister about this, I decided to separate the two, focusing on envy as being envious of things that people have or things that they're doing with their life, and jealousy as being jealous of relationships and the human side of things, and just separating that out. So one of the things I've been focusing on recently is a poem that Daisaku Keita wrote, where one of the lines he says is that today I devote my life to creating so much value that I have no time to criticize others. And I think that is really important when you come to looking at envy and what other people have. When you're focused on your main goals, you don't have time to be envious of what other people have. You just go for it and aim for it. So a really good way of getting over envy is to clear the hidden blocks to receiving what you want, and really appreciating that receiving can be a really important act to do in your life. So first of all, I'd like you to take a moment just to pause the video and write down 5 things that you have not got in your life that you want to have. Okay, so just pause the video, get a pen, go and do that. Okay. So now that you've got a list of 5 things, you can start writing down a second list of 5 reasons that are disadvantages to getting what you want. For example, in my list, one of my things was I want my own house. And one of the disadvantages of that is it brings a mortgage, which is lots of debt, responsibility, and having to learn the whole gamut of what it takes to own a house. So that gives you an idea of what you could write for yourself. And then give yourself a distress rating. So if the universe was to gift you this thing, whatever it is that you're feeling blocked in receiving, what is your distress rating? So say, for example, I'm thinking about my house. What do I feel between 1 and 10 with regards to the distress that I might feel if I was gifted a house from the universe? If somehow I got a call tomorrow that was saying, here, there's the deposit for your house, go out and get it. How would I feel? So give yourself a grade between 1 and 10, and pause to just feel into how that feels. And just pause the video and do that just now. Okay. So with that in mind, you can think about that distress rating, and think about the thing that you've written down. So in my case, I'm going to use this idea of getting a house, but you can write down whatever you put on that list of 5, put in your own words, and just follow me along. I am following a tapping exercise from the World Tapping Summit in 2011. Now, yearly there is a tapping summit that gets put on live, and it's absolutely amazing. I wholeheartedly advise anybody that can to follow the World Tapping Summit to really shift things in their lives. I'm just going to go through a really short way of looking at one of these. And one of the things that you'll find doing the World Tapping Summit is they will explain all the theory that goes in behind doing emotional freedom technique tapping. Now, I'm not an EFT practitioner. I have just used the scripts from the World Tapping Summit to really help my life move forward, and I really advise you to do the same. So the next part of this little protocol is to think about these things that you have in your mind. And what we're going to do is tap on different parts of the body, working with acupressure points that allow your body to be in sync with what you are thinking and saying. Because a lot of the time you might say affirmations and they go in one ear and out of the other, because you might say to yourself, I am really grateful and happy and healthy. And there's a part of your brain that just goes, no, you're not, you ate chips last night, or whatever it might be. So working with these acupressure points as you're running through the tapping helps your brain to integrate the affirmations. And what a lot of this thing does is it asks you to just accept the negative action or the negative thoughts where they are, and then move through them towards the positive. So you might feel a little bit awkward at the start repeating these thoughts or these phrases. It will naturally come around. So just follow me as we go along together. You can follow my words and use my words if you want a house, or you can do your own thing and just write down what feels right for you. So, okay. So even though I'm afraid of getting a house, I choose to accept this problem as an issue that can be handled by tapping. Okay. So I'm going to do that on both hands. So even though I'm afraid of getting a house, I choose to accept this problem as an issue that can be handled by tapping. Now working on the inner eyebrow. I don't want this unpleasant thing to happen. It will be distressing. I just want the gift of a house all by itself. But suppose I can't have the gift without this inconvenient side effect. That bothers me. I want the gift without the problems. I want the gift without any problems. I want the gift without the problem. I choose to solve this conflict within me. I choose to face this unpleasant side effect and eliminate its effect by tapping. I choose to face and handle it by tapping. I choose to know that if I work on this side effect using EFT, it can make a big difference. I choose to make that difference. I choose to make that difference now. I choose to stare at this difficulty right in the face and see it as a reason why my gift may be delaying itself. I choose to do something about this side effect. I choose to clear the road once and for all of this wonderful gift. I choose to clear the road completely for my gift to come to me. I choose to clear the way now. So take an easy breath. Let out slowly. And just look at that rating that you gave yourself between 10 and 7. And for myself, I was first thinking about debt and what it means to me and how many years it took me to pay off my initial student debt, and how scary it is to decide to take on a mortgage. And at first, when I started doing this a few days ago, it was up at a 7, and now a few times I've been running through that and it's dropped down to 4, maybe 5. And I kind of think, well, I can plan and figure out a way to deal with that debt and acknowledge that I have cleared off my student debt, so I can be appreciative of that and be in a good financial state and to maybe take on something more. So this is an initial way to start looking at what you can get, because a lot of the times when envy comes up, you're jealous of what somebody else has, but you might not even acknowledge the fact that you have blocks to receiving gifts that the universe might be willing to give you. So once you acknowledge those blocks, what you can then do is take a time to just write down a time when you gave a gift to somebody and they were really, really grateful. So just pause the video just now and just write down a time when you gave somebody a gift and they said, woohoo, that's fantastic. Okay. Okay. So now that you've done that little gift writing exercise, you can say to yourself this little sentence: it's better to give than receive. And then write that down between 10 and 5. How do you feel when you write that? When you think about how you felt inside when somebody was really grateful for a gift that you gave, okay? And just acknowledge that the universe has gifts out there waiting for you. Let yourself be open to them. Let yourself be aware of what's out there and be ready to receive it. So I'm going to run through one little last tapping that you can do along with me about being open to receiving things. Okay. So even though they say it's better to give than receive, I choose to know that giving and receiving are both parts of the same act. Even though they say it's better to give than to receive, I choose to know that giving and receiving are both parts of the same act. I choose to know that there cannot be giving without receiving. I choose to know that the giver is only happy when the receiver receives happily. Even though I was told it was selfish to receive too much, I choose to know that unless I receive fully, I cannot participate in the universe with true balance and grace. I choose to know that in receiving with grace, I become humble and loving. I choose to know that when I receive gracefully, I honor the giver. I choose to know that both giving and receiving are part of our mutual heritage. Put your hands on your heart. Take a time to just visualize yourself gratefully receiving that gift from the universe and what it would mean to you. And allow that feeling to just wash over your whole body, that feeling of gratitude. And just allowing any fears to dissolve. And I invite you to come back to this video as many times as you need to really acknowledge what it is that you truly want and what it is that might be blocking you from getting that. And even if what you truly want right now is actually to find out what it is that you truly want, you can use this video to do that. So take a bit of time to just acknowledge your ability to motivate yourself to figure out what's for your own highest good. And give me some feedback. Let me know if this has helped you towards getting to your goals. And over the next few months, probably I'll be doing a little weekly video on envy and jealousy. So let me know how you get on with that. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.